Hey guys, Mr. Mackey here. Now yesterday we were looking into more depth into ratios and I set you the challenge to share £600 into the ratio 3 to 4 to 5, and then if 3,000 represented the 3, what would the rest look like as a ratio? So let's get into the first part. So £600 into 3 to 4 to 5, we add those parts together. 3 add 4 becomes 7, add 5 becomes 12. So we do 600 divided by 12, which gets us 50. So now that we know what one part is worth, the first part 3 parts, so we do 50 times 3, which gets us £150. So the next part, which is the 4, we multiply that by 50 to get £200. And then the final part, which is a 5, will get us £250. That's the first part done. So when it's shared, it's 150, 200, 250. Now let's move on to this part. So the 3 represents £3,000. What does the rest of it look? What does the rest of it look like? Sorry, I had a little butt there. Sorry, guys. So it becomes 3,000. Now 3 parts represent 3,000, so we divide it to know what one part makes. One part makes 1,000. So if one part's 1,000, then the 4 parts here represents £4,000. And then the 5 parts at the end represents £5,000, which makes the total 12,000. Fantastic. Now we're going to be moving away from ratios today, and now looking at the second thing that we're going to be doing in Numbers Week. Let's check it out and let's get into it. Now let's say I went into a shop and I bought a bunch of stationery, and that bunch of stationery cost me £11.87, but I need to buy that for 8 people. So I need to buy £11.87 worth of stationery for 8 people. So what is £11.87 multiplied by 8? Now, I want you to do this without a calculator. I want you to do this without the methods that I showed you before on multiplying decimals. Why? Because this time we're going to be estimating how much it will cost. Estimating means an educated guess. Making estimates is pretty much what we do every day. It's not bang on the right answer, it's roughly give or take what it's going to be. So in this one, how we're going to be making our estimate is we're going to be rounding our £11.87 to the nearest whole number. Now when we do that, because the 87 is above the 50-point margin, it goes to £12. So it's now £12 multiplied by 8, because 8's already been rounded. So, what's 8 times 12? Well, you can do that without needing a calculator at all. The answer is £96. But do we do an equal sign? No, because £11.87 multiplied by 8 does not give you £96. We're making an estimate, remember, which means it's going to roughly make that. So what do we use? We use the curly equals, which means it roughly makes 96. And that's how we make an estimate. We round it to the nearest whole number, and then we multiply those whole numbers together, and it gives us an estimate of our answer. So I'm going to need roughly £96 to be able to do this purchase. Let's look at another one. So 8.5376 multiplied by 5.2963. Now I'll be honest with you, if you can work this out in a calculator, fantastic. But we're not doing that today. We're making an estimate on what this will give us. So what are we going to do? We're going to round it to the nearest whole number. So 8.5376 rounded becomes 9, because the 5, we round it up. And then the 5.2963, it becomes 5 because we're rounding it down. So let's do 9 times 5. That gets us, well, I'm sure everyone knows this by now, 45. But it's a rough estimate. So this will roughly give us 45. It's quite straightforward when you think about it. You just need to remember to round and then you'll get it. Fantastic. Now, because this is quite straightforward, let's do a challenge. Now, I know this looks absolutely horrific and quite tense, but all I'm asking you to do is give me an estimate for what this will give us. So round each of these to the nearest whole number, and from that, make an estimate. It may look hard, but I can assure you the answer is quite funny when you think about it. But what is the answer? Good luck. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to be moving on to our final topic tomorrow, which is going to last for 4 days. So good luck with this, because we're only doing it for today. And I'll see you for more numbers.